Hello. Hello. Okay. Hey guys. Look at where we are. Oh god. There are so many animals around me right now, or insects. Um, this is definitely a different type of location than what I'm used to. Nevertheless, welcome home. This is Unrooted, a podcast for those who belong nowhere and everywhere. Guys, I'm currently in my grandmother's garden in Sweden. I thought this was going to be a great place to do this. Oh my god, there's a bee right behind me right now. Please go away. It's huge. This is a challenge, I'm not gonna lie, because I do have a fear of bees, and I feel like I'm swarmed by them right now. Because my grandmother, although this is her house, she hasn't lived here for many years, because my grandfather passed away, and then she was on her own, she's gotten older, so it was just better for her to be closer to family. So she moved to Copenhagen and lives in an apartment there. But this is still her house, and she lived here for many, many years. And anyway, I used to come here a lot when I was a kid, teenager as well. I spent a lot of summers here. So I have a lot of memories here, but because nobody lives here, the garden is very much outgrown or overgrown. So it's kind of like a little forest right now, a little kind of Tinkerbell Wonderland forest. I just thought it would be a great place to record my podcast, because it's nice and beautiful out here, but a lot of bugs. I'm not a fan of the bugs, but I'm dealing with it for you guys. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be sitting out here. But you know what? It's nice. I'm appreciating the beauty that I'm in right now. Anyway, so oh god, sorry. You're gonna hear, I think, a lot of bugs in the background. So yeah, I decided to do this episode alone, you guys. Solo in Sweden. Today, honestly, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Well, something I wanted to mention actually was just this trip. I've come to Denmark to see my family, but also come here to see friends. Well, friends coming to see me, I guess. So like I said, I would always come to Denmark every summer. Sometimes I came in the spring or in the winter, but typically it was in the summer. And this year I had an occasion to come because it was my auntie's birthday, 65th birthday, my dad's sister. And that was an occasion to come. But also my friend Sine, hi Sine, she lives in Copenhagen, and I met her at Cohaps, and she's living back in Copenhagen now, and she has been telling us, like our group of friends, to come and see her in Denmark for some time now. So that was kind of like, a 2-in-1 trip that would be perfect. Come to see my auntie and my cousins to celebrate my auntie's birthday, which we did Saturday night. And then also come and see my friend Sine. And yeah, guys, since I got here yesterday, and I've already taken 2 naps. 2 naps. I'm not a very good nap taker, which is interesting because I'm Spanish and I should be good at taking siestas, but I'm not, because I have too many thoughts going on in my mind. I can't sleep because I'm just thinking about the things that I need to do. Oh god, these bumblebees are stressing me out. Stay away from me. So yeah, anyway, what I was saying, my family, what I've noticed from being here this past few days and being with my family is how much time has affected us. Do you feel that? Like, when you get to a certain age, I'm 28 now, and I feel like I'm feeling time. How time has touched us, you know? Because just seeing my grandmother, she's so much older now, and I can really see that. And also seeing my dad, who, you know, I do see him every once in a while. I saw him a few months ago, so I do see him often. But just seeing my dad also, and then seeing, you know, my cousins grown up as well. My youngest cousin, who's my age, she's just like become a woman, you know, and I was like noticing that, and I was looking at her and I was like, she's become a woman, you know, like me. But it's just funny because all the memories that I have here is of us as two crazy 13-year-olds running around, and her driving me around on a bike that I was obsessed with. And we were talking about this the other night because I'm like, was super obsessed with this bike that she had that had a little seat at the front, and she would drive me around in this bike, and I was incapable of doing the same for her because I had no strength whatsoever to carry someone on a bike. But yeah, we would drive around on this bike, and then we would play on the trampoline and jump up and down, and it was just really fun. But anyway, and I was just looking at her and I thought, oh my God, we've all grown up, all of us, you know, and like we're celebrating my aunt's 65th birthday, and I'm also seeing my oldest cousin with her two beautiful kids running around, and I'm just like, wow. Like, I remember when my eldest cousin was like 13 as well, and I was much younger, but oh God, sorry, fucking bees. And now she has two kids. Two, you know? That's wild. And, oh my God. Did you see the size of that? Wow, that was a big one. Anyway, yeah, I just realized how much time has I just really noticing the time, basically. It just kind of like makes you think about, life. I don't know, my future. You know, when you're a kid and you're a teenager, you think that, I don't know, like, at least I do feel like sometimes that's going to be, you're not going to grow up. Like, you're just going to be at that age for however long, and you don't really think about time. And then I think, obviously, when you get closer to your 30s, you're like, oh my God, I do grow up. We do get old. I saw that it's scary or anything, although it can be a bit, but it's just, I don't know, it's interesting. But I'll just be making new memories in the future. What am I talking about? I don't know. Also, I wanted to make an announcement, a very exciting announcement. Or not an exciting announcement, but an exciting moment for me right now. Doing this episode is a big deal for me because it's the 10th episode, which for me is a huge milestone. And I'm just really excited to share that, because I just remember when this was just an idea, and then it became a plan, and then it became the first episode, which was just me on my own. And then since that first episode, I've had a lot of guests, a lot of awesome people on the podcast share their experiences, share their stories, and just have amazing chats with. And now we're at episode number 10, and it's me again, solo. And I don't know, it just feels like a very full circle moment. And I'm doing it in my grandmother's garden. I think that's awesome. And yeah, I'll admit, I'm quite proud of myself. And yeah, so celebrating 10 episodes of Unrooted. Woo! And honestly, I have a piece of a flower stuck to my cardigan. Look at that. That's pretty. See the amazing things that can happen in a garden. Not just get swarmed by bees, but have a cute little flower stick to you. Guys, it's actually really pretty. Okay. What I was saying was, yeah, that I just want to say thank you to all of you who listen to my podcast, to Unrooted. I really appreciate every single one of you. I don't care how many it is. It doesn't matter. It's just something that makes me super happy to even get messages from you telling me how much you're motherfucker. Jesus Christ. That one was crazy close to my face. Oh my God, you guys. This is an adventure. God, my nerves are shattered. Bees, please leave me alone. Okay. They say that bees are becoming extinct, but from where I'm standing, that's hard to believe. But I know it's true, but still, it's a lot of bees here. So, again, what I was saying was that it's just so nice to receive messages from all of you telling me that you're enjoying my podcast, that you're listening to it regularly, and that you're relating to it, and that it really speaks to you. That really makes me feel so, so happy, because it's just so nice to know that this is resonating with people, that I'm not just like sitting here talking and, having these conversations. Yeah, that people are actually like, that something is coming out of this, something really great, something really meaningful. And that makes me really happy. So thank you so much, you guys, for following me on Instagram, for subscribing on YouTube and Spotify, following me on TikTok as well. I appreciate you very much. Very much. So yeah, and it just kind of, it got me thinking a lot, actually, when I realized that I was going to be recording the 10th episode. Was one of the reasons why I was proud of myself was because of the consistency that I have managed to maintain. Consistency has been something that's been a bit of a challenge for me in the past. I'm not a consistent person. I wouldn't describe myself as a consistent person. In life, I have pivoted a lot. I've always been somebody who, takes up an interest very quickly and becomes a little bit obsessed with it, and then kind of drops it and then moves on to the next thing, and it's the next thing and the next thing. And usually those things are kind of very different from each other. But I feel like the only thing that I've managed to be consistent with in my entire life has been my skincare routine. If I'm completely honest, that is like the thing in my life that I have managed to be consistent with, for sure. Because everything else, every other aspect of my life, the weather changes like crazy here. I mean, earlier it was super gray and it was pouring down, and then super sunny, and I was like, okay, perfect time to do the episode. And now it's gray again, but whatever, we're out here, we're doing it. I'm sorry, I keep changing the subject very sporadically, but back to what I was saying. Consistency. Yeah, I've just pivoted a lot in life, I feel like if we rewind back to when I was 18, for example, and I started university, and then if I was able to see into the future, into what my life would look like 2-3 years from that moment, and then just continue doing that every 2-3 years, I would just be kind of like, oh my God, what happened between now and then for me to be doing that, and for me to be living there, and for me to be with that person? It's just quite funny how I have flipped the tortilla so many times in my life. But the most, I feel like, transformative year that I've had was this past year, because as I've mentioned before in my previous episodes, I was living in New York pursuing my dream of becoming an actress, and I was living in Harlem, and I was in a relationship, bit of a dead-end relationship. Sorry to my ex, but it's true. You know it, I know it. And just, working a job that was just like, what was I doing? I was working as a nanny, because I, wanted to become an actress. So I was first working at a restaurant and then working as a nanny. And yeah, and then all of a sudden, you know, if I was able to see into the future and see what my life is like now, living in Madrid in a beautiful neighborhood, with the friends that I have now, running a podcast and the job that I have now, I would be like, what the heck happened, you know, between now and then? And a lot happened this past year. And it's kind of been a full circle moment for me, because when I decided to leave New York, it was a really tough decision for me, because there was a lot that I was leaving behind and there was a lot that I was saying goodbye to. But at the same time, it was kind of like a relief, because I was unhappy in my situation. And I moved to Spain without knowing what the heck was going to happen and what the heck I was going to do, you know? And that's kind of, you know, yeah, that's a big deal. Like, just making a big change in your life without an actual plan is kind of a scary thing to do. But, you know, I feel like I've always been somebody who's taken risks in their life. I operate on risks. I feel like I thrive in it, to be honest, because otherwise my life feels too stagnant, too linear, boring, I guess could be the word. I do like a certain amount of stability, but there needs to be a bit of shake, you know? A bit of like the floor is lava type of thing, you know, jump from there. Well, maybe not that risky, but yeah. So and then I moved to Spain, and I was just completely, I had no idea where I was going to go, what I was going to do. And eventually I got to Madrid, and yeah, a lot has happened. And now I have a podcast, which is really cool. And, like I said, back to the consistency thing, there's a lot of things that I feel like I've struggled to be consistent with, like my career, working out, my diet, all these things. And it can be really tricky to sort of strike a balance between all these aspects in your life, to remain consistent in all these different aspects of your life. But that's kind of like a challenge that I'm doing right now, or working on right now, is trying to find a nice balance of consistency between everything, because, you know, I've definitely gotten to a place in my life where I need to be exercising, where if I don't do it for a long time, I start to feel like shit. Whereas before it was just like, whatever, I could go months without doing any real exercise. And by that I mean, like, you know, actual workouts. Obviously I was always like active, moving around, because I worked in the service industry, so I was always on my feet. But any like real exercise, like I could go months without it, whereas like now I need to be doing it weekly for sure. And it's the same thing with my diet. Is like I was very inconsistent with my diet, sometimes eating really well, sometimes eating really bad. But now it's like I have tried to remain consistent with my eating habits. And now I'm trying to find consistency with work as well. I don't even know how many jobs, you guys. I've had so many jobs in the past few years, ever since I started working. I had my first job when I was, 16, 18. And I've had so many different types of jobs since then. I haven't had like one like steady career or anything like that, because I would just be at one place for a certain amount of time, and then I needed something new and I needed to change, you know? But now that's another challenge I'm working on, is being consistent with my job. So I have a new job and I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. I feel very blessed to have found a job that I feel like keeps my creative juices flowing. And at the same time, it gives me the time that I need to work on my other like passion projects, like my podcast. This passion project in particular, Unrooted, staying consistent with that has also been a challenge, because, you know, at one point I was a few episodes in, like 5 episodes, 6, 7 episodes in, and I was already starting to like kind of, you know, feel a bit like, oh, I have to keep this going, you know, like, is there an end in sight? Maybe not. Maybe there shouldn't be. Maybe this is something that, well, when I started the podcast, I was like, this is something that I truly believe in, and I still very much do, and could be something huge, you know, but I just have to keep working at it, keep going at it, like turning a new leaf every kind of step of the way, you know. And 10th episode, that's a milestone. I'm turning a new leaf. I'm now, you know, trying to figure out new ways to kind of take the podcast to the next level. But in order to do that, I have to remain consistent. And like I said, it's been a challenge for me because there's been moments where I've wanted to give up because it's a lot of work, guys. It's just me. It's me, myself, and I, you know, with my phone and my mic and my laptop and CapCut, and that's it. It takes up a lot of time and energy, and a lot of the time I feel like I don't have a day off, you know, because I'm working on this, and like I'm trying to like relax, and I'm like, oh, I haven't posted on TikTok, on Instagram today. I need to post something. And if I haven't posted something, I really like I'm kind of hard on myself about it. And I'm like, oh no, like this is not good. I need to remain consistent, you know? So it's definitely a challenge for me, but I think I've been doing so well so far. And yeah, we're at the 10th episode, and woohoo. Yeah. I really didn't like dress up today. I literally rolled out of the couch after my nap and just set this whole thing up. I have my notebook here, guys. Look how pretty it is. I bought this in New York after I had a meltdown. It was in 2019, the summer of 2019. I was doing a acting program at Stella Adler for the summer. That was like the moment where I decided that I really wanted to pursue acting, which I have, and very proud of that journey that I embarked on. I feel like I really grew as a person through acting. It humbles you. It does. And there was one day where I was faced a challenge of performing Shakespeare, which is nerve-wracking for some people, for me at least, and at the time. Now it's, you know, no problem. I love Shakespeare, but at the time I really didn't like it because I felt silly. I just felt silly and embarrassed, and I had to perform a Shakespeare monologue, and I just felt stupid. Yeah, and I remember I had to get up in front of the class, and I was doing it like as a joke. I was like, I wasn't taking it seriously. I was just like, nah, 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 you know, reciting the Shakespeare monologue. And my teacher called me out in front of everybody and like embarrassed me. Not on purpose. He was just like, what are you doing? Like, are you not here to learn? Like, you're obviously not taking this seriously. It's some sort of joke to you in front of everybody. And I was humiliated. And I sat down, but I couldn't contain my emotions. So I had to run out of the class, and I just burst into tears. And I disappeared for like 2 hours. The teacher was looking for me, but I was just like, I was really going through it because I was not just humiliated, but I was also kind of facing sort of an emotion of like, you know, I had put myself in a very vulnerable position, and something that I wasn't used to. And that's what acting is it's like being able to be vulnerable, you know, and that's not something that's easy, because people see you, let them see you, you know, you stand up in front of people and you let that vulnerability show, those emotions show, and that can be a tough thing to do. And so that for me was very challenging to do, and I got emotional over it. And my friend told me, she was like, maybe you should start journaling. It could help you manage your emotions better. Because it wasn't just that, like I would kind of get emotional easily, you know, like certain situations would kind of rattle me, you know, whether it was like anxiety or that I was too sensitive, I don't know. And yeah, she told me maybe if you write down what you're feeling, you know, better understand your emotions and what's going through your head and whatnot. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I went to a bookstore near Bryant Park, and I bought this notebook, and it's really special to me. But it's kind of funny because I don't know if you guys ever do this, but do you ever like look back into your journals, like the first few pages, and you're just like, what the fuck was I writing about? Literally, I'm ashamed to admit that the first few, actually no, like half of this notebook or a quarter of this notebook was pages and pages of me writing about my ex. Not my recent ex, but an ex from a long time ago. Very toxic human being. And put me through an ordeal. And I wrote pages and pages about this person. And I read through it now and I'm just like, what? I wish I could go back and shake Michelle of the past and be like, just move on, go, leave. Like, why are you complaining about this dumbass? My God. But at the same time, it's nice to be able to look back at that because you're just like, oh, I've grown, you know? I've come a long way from that helpless person who was just journaling about a stupid guy. But we've all been there, right? Girls? But yeah, other than that, there's great things in here too about my life and my growth as a person. Things that I've been through. Some deep stuff as well. But it does make me chuckle sometimes when I read parts of it. Something that I recently did, which I liked, was I wrote in here about, because I didn't write in here every day, mind you. This is from years ago, okay? So obviously if I've written here every day, it would have been finished a long time ago, but I went a long time without writing inside of it. But I did write recently a letter to myself from future Michelle, and I really like it because it was a cool thing to do, just to kind of, you know, write to myself as if I'm future Michelle, you know, telling present Michelle all the amazing things that she's accomplished and all the cool things that she's done and the life that she's currently living and everything. And it's cool because from time to time when I'm feeling down, I read it and I'm like, thank you, future Michelle. This helps me because now I know that there's great things coming, you know? And to be honest, like, oh God, sorry, B. To be honest, you think about a lot like the future that you want to have, the dream life that you want to create, or at least I do. But to be honest, right now, I'm really enjoying the present moment. And we have to remember to do that because the present moment is actually amazing, you know? Like, I am really, truly so grateful for the life that I have right now and everything that I have right now. You know, I think I've really kind of, from the tornado that I experienced last year, I feel like I've found my ground a little bit, and it was a mess, and I was a mess, but I kept telling myself everything will fall into place, everything will fall into place. And I had a lot of doubts, and those were the tough moments because I was honestly scared. I was like, why is nothing falling into place? You know, I was getting really stressed out. But eventually, like now it's started, the pieces have come together, you know, and it's an amazing feeling. And I'm very happy that, you know, my hard work and all my affirmations and my manifestation powers have worked. And I know I sound crazy, guys, but it's true. It works. Talk to the universe. Connect with your higher self. It works. Amazing things will happen. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for everything in my life at the moment. But I got a little sidetracked there. Anyway, because I was talking about the notebook, but I was talking about consistency. I think in life, the best you can do is just give it your best shot, you know? Because if it doesn't work out, at least you can say that you gave it your best shot, you know? That at least that you tried and you try to make it work, and things won't happen exactly as you planned them, but things will work out one way or another. It's not how you planned maybe, but something will happen and it will work out the way that you didn't expect, but you will be happy with it. You know, I certainly didn't expect to be running a podcast and having the job that I have now. And living where I am now and having the friends that I have now. I didn't expect any of that, but it happened. I just knew it was going to work out. That's all I knew. I told myself it's going to work out one way or another. I don't know how, but it's going to work out. And you just have to kind of like let go of control. The only thing that you can control is what you do. You can't control the things that happen around you. And you just have to kind of like surrender and just believe. Just have belief is important. Is have belief that things will work out, and believe in yourself as well, that you can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And there's still so much that I want to do with this podcast. It's not just this with recording episodes every week. I do want to find a way to take it to the next level. Again, I'm not sure how and when, but I'm going to do it, and it'll happen. I just have to remain consistent and focus and not force anything, and doors will open, and yeah, great things will happen. They will, guys, to all of us. But yeah, that's the best you can do, is give it your best shot. I truly believe that. And you can't remain 100% consistent every single day or every single week. It's gonna fluctuate, you know? Some days you'll be a lot more active and productive than others, and you'll have breakthroughs here and there, and then other days you'll feel like a couch potato and you won't want to do anything, but that's okay because we need rest. But yeah, give it your best shot in life and remain positive and happy. Like my friend said, you always have to move from a place of love and positivity, because then more love and positivity comes into your life. And this is true, you guys. I used to be fairly, well, not negative. I've always been like an uplifted person, but like I was always like, oh, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to have this. And that's no. Like, be realistic, you know? But truly, Delulu is a Salulu. I know that sounds stupid, and you might stop listening to me after this, but seriously, Delulu is a Salulu. Dream big, think big, remain positive about it. You know, like I remember when my friend, she came to visit me in Madrid, and she was like, "Aren't you worried? Like, she's like, I'm surprised at how calm you are. Like, are you not worried like about like what you need to do in your future and all the things, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, I don't know why, but I feel so calm. Like I feel really positive, and like I'm not worried at all. Like I know everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And she was like, okay, if you feel that way. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And as the months went on and things were getting more difficult, they didn't get any easier. I started to look back at that moment and think, was I just completely delusional? Was I crazy? Like, I was so calm, and there's like a bird hooting over there. Shh. You're really cute, but I'm trying to record something here. Thank you. Sounds of nature. I feel bad that I told the birds to shut up. He actually shut up. He's not hooting anymore. It's not an owl though. It's something else. I don't know what. Oh, there. It's a pigeon, I think. I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was thinking to myself, was I completely delusional to think that like everything would work out? Like I like, what am I doing? Nothing is working out right now. Everything is falling apart. Like nothing is going right, you know? But now everything is great. Everything did work out. Just I gave it time, and I continued to remain delusional, quote unquote, and continued to, I guess you could say delusional could also mean believing. I continued to believe in myself and believe in the fact that it was going to work out. So when a big change is happening in your life and you feel like everything is falling apart, that's okay. That's supposed to happen, because in order for your new life to come into fruition, you have to let go of the old. You have to shed your old skin, come into the new. That's the only way that you're going to rebuild, is if everything goes down and then you pick up the pieces and you rebuild something new. So yeah, if everything's falling apart, that's actually a good sign. Don't worry about the mess. The mess will get cleaned up. And just continue believing in yourself and having faith and staying positive, even if you sound and look like a crazy person. It's okay. And other people won't understand it, and other people will look at you and be like, the fuck? But just, who cares? Don't think about that. And continue being delusional and positive. Keep your head down and keep working and keep doing your thing. Don't force anything. Just follow your heart and don't listen to the outside noise, because that outside noise will make you doubt yourself and will make you feel all types of things. But you just have to keep believing in yourself. And I'm not saying this like, oh my God, I've made it, you guys. No, obviously. I'm still figuring it out, still working on a lot of things, and I'm still very far down my journey of where I want to arrive to. I'm far away from my destination, and I'm still a little bit unclear of my destination, but I have more or less an idea of what I want. But I'm in a good path now. I'm in a good part of the journey. The sun has arrived and all is good. But that's what they say, no? You have to enjoy the journey. It's about the journey, not the destination. So that's why I'm trying to really focus on the present moment, because as much as I want to arrive to certain places in my life, like for example with this podcast, or personally, or in my love life, or whatever, there are certain places that I want to arrive to. I'm also very aware that I have to enjoy the present moment, because once I get to my destination, I'm going to look back and I'm maybe going to think, oh, I should have been more present. I should have enjoyed those moments more. So yeah, I'm really just taking it all in, is what I'm saying. Taking in my surroundings and moments. And I kind of I catch myself in the moments. Ah, motherfucker. Jesus. It's okay. I'm alive. Can you guys hear that? Oh, it's that thing. It's that bird. Anyway, what I was saying was, I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, I catch myself in moments, where maybe I'm living too fast and not enjoying the moments that I'm in. And so in those moments, I kind of just I catch myself and I'm like, okay, this is really cool and this is really nice. Like right now, I'm sitting here and I'm surrounded by nature and all kinds of crazy insects that have been attacking me throughout the episode. And the sun is shining on my face and it feels really nice. And I'm recording the 10th episode. And maybe one day I'll be at the 50th episode and I'll be looking back at this moment. So, yeah. That's all I'm trying to say is enjoy the ride. I don't really know the point that I was trying to make, but really just if you're in a transformative period of your life, if there's a big change happening in your life, just, remember that if everything is falling apart, that's okay. Because it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'll tell you that much. And laugh and smile and lean on your friends and your loved ones. I wouldn't have made it through all that without my friends' shoulders to cry on and and my family as well, supporting me. Yeah, I feel very blessed indeed. This has been nice. I think I'm going to wrap up now because I feel like I've been talking a lot about everything and anything. But yeah, thanks again to everybody for believing in me, supporting me, being part of this podcast. Oh, a little announcement before I wrap up. I feel like I could sit here and talk for hours. I wish I could, but I think my battery is running out on my phone. I really hope that it's recording. What I was going to say was, oh yeah, I have a little announcement. I have guests coming up, by the way. I'm traveling right now, so, that's why I did an episode on my own, and I've been a little less active on social media because just been busy. But I already have 3 people ready to interview, to podcast with, to have a conversation with. And they're really cool. It's going to be a different angle. I'm kind of like pondering on whether I should do like a new season, like season 2, and wrap this up as like, this is the end of season 1. Should I do that? I don't know. And start fresh with a season 2. Maybe I'll do that. It actually, makes sense, like a full circle type of thing. So season 2 will start with some cool guests. It's going to involve music. Going to talk about music. So if you're a music person, this will be cool for you. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue this journey of Unrooted. It's awesome. I'm really, really happy about where I am, where I've come. It's awesome. And I'm trying to find like new ways to record and do things, like maybe start like, because I'm going to be traveling a bit this summer. Not a lot, but a little bit. And maybe I could just do an episode in a different city, a different place. I don't know. If anybody has any suggestions of things I could do, let me know. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. This was really nice. Very chill. I'm going to go eat now. And yeah, I love you all. And I'm not going to be releasing episode every week. That's something else I wanted to let you guys know. It's hard releasing an episode every week. It's a lot of work. With this new job I have less time on my hands. So, and also now with traveling in the summer. So I'll definitely be releasing an episode often, but not every week. So let's say like every 2 weeks, maybe. And yeah, so again, thank you. I love you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I kind of just babbled on and jumped from branch to branch, but no pun intended. But yeah, I hope my voice was calming to you. Well, maybe not because of all the bees flying around. I was screaming in some moments, but yeah, thank you guys. I think I'm going to sit out here for a little bit longer and just enjoy that the sun came out again. Love you so much. Bye.